Welcome, everybody. We're letting some people in still. I think we're up to around 20 folks. Very excited to get to talk with you today. We're going to go ahead and get started. This is being recorded, so we will end up sharing this video through YouTube back on the Facebook group itself. So you'll get a chance to go back and see this in case you're a little bit late joining the meeting. But we're really excited to talk to you all today. I'm going to just kind of kick us off quickly with an apology that we had to shift gears a little bit from a Facebook Live. Our panel is in different places today. So you've got Alejandro and Jairo and Michael out in Miami, and then Brooke and I are here in Bentonville, Arkansas. So it made it impossible to do all in one room and get us all on Facebook Live. So we are instead doing this through Zoom. So I'm glad you're here and it can be a part of this today. Second, I do want to do like full introductions for our team and everybody that's here today. So I'll start with myself. I'm goWholesale, Senior Director of Sales over here at goTRG, representing Direct Liquidation and goWholesale and all the private sales that our team does. And then on our team, we have Jairo Ricardo, who oversees the B2B sales team and the reps themselves that have relationships with each of you. And then we also have Alejandro Pimentel, who is overseeing all of our operational excellence projects for our sales team. And he's very heavily involved in the rules that basically set up all your listings on Direct Liquidation. So he's a great resource to talk to there. And then additionally, we've got Brooke Stevenson here, who is a senior pricing and inventory manager, and he oversees pricing, parsing, and lotting strategy for the pallets and truckloads that you might buy on Direct Liquidation, and a lot of the categories of units that are on goWholesale. So it's a really great team. I put these people together because I think they're the right people to answer your questions. And what we're doing is really just trying to be real with you. We want to just introduce ourselves, show you who we are, what we do, and basically let you guys ask us questions about our business. Now, I do want to set some ground rules out for everybody. One, these questions, please put them into the chat. We are not doing any video talking for anybody that's a guest. Just put your questions in the chat. We have a moderator who I didn't introduce yet, which is Michael Lawrence. Michael oversees our marketing efforts and also dispositions for products and where they go for pallets or refurbishment. And Michael's going to be moderating and making sure that he gets questions to us, and we will go from there. So eventually you're going to see your questions be asked to us live. Michael's going to pick someone on the panel that is the right person to answer that question. Our panel guests, if they're uncomfortable with the question, don't know the answer, they are allowed to pitch to somebody else. Between all of us, we should be able to answer your questions, but you never know what kind of curveballs you might throw at us. I will also ask that if you're going to have customer service related issues, any kind of things that you need to work on with our team to get support on, please don't use this chat or this call for that. Instead, my email address will be made available to all of you, and you can escalate those issues to me, and I will be sure to help you with those. But today for this call, we want to make it educational. We want you to learn about what we do to be able to expand your business opportunities. That's the goal here. So definitely do that. If you start to talk, we'll mute you. If you start to talk again, we may remove you from the video. So just be sure that you follow those rules. And again, the main reason why we're doing this is to just give you a shot at knowing the names and the people behind all the work that's going on to support you, to help you grow your business. Each one of these people on our panel have a very key and instrumental role in doing everything that we do, from the beginning of the process where we decide what should happen to a product that's returned, all the way down to pricing it and selling it to you guys. And so between Direct Liquidation, private sales, pricing, we've got everybody here. And I think it's going to be a really good opportunity for us to be asked some questions and answer questions for you. Additionally, we had some questions sent beforehand in the type form, so Michael has those all ready to go, and we'll ask those. However, if you ask questions in the chat, we'll prioritize those even over the ones that were asked beforehand, and we'll use those to fill in the gaps when there aren't questions. So it's going to be really exciting to see your questions, answer them today. Michael will take over from there. And the last piece that I wanted to bring up is just kind of a general overview of how we're using this Direct Liquidation Facebook group. So if you've seen, Alejandro and myself have been going in there quite a bit and posting specific lots on Direct Liquidation, pictures and videos of products that we want to showcase. We really want to engage more with you guys. And we are going to transition to using this Facebook group for some really creative things, including every week I'm building, tons of lots with Brooke and Jairo, and we're sending those lots over to Alejandro to pick the ones he wants to say, let's do an additional discount, throw it onto the Facebook group, give these guys an opportunity to buy it first and foremost with no one else seeing it, just the Facebook group. So we're going to keep doing exclusive deals for you guys, those that communicate and advocate and use this group. You're going to get a great chance to save some money and get great products. And so we do want to engage with you. We do want to be real. We do want to be people that you could access and engage with through that group. And I encourage all of you to use it, on a daily basis. Check it. Be aware of what not just me, but Alejandro too, and in the future others might be posting to give you access to specific inventory. So with that, I think I'm going to just wrap up real fast and let Michael start asking some questions.
All right, thanks for that, Brady. We actually did have one come in the chat while you were talking from Franklin. And he's asking, how do we get access to acquire truckloads for specific products versus single pallets? So I think Jairo is probably the best to take that on.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, Michael. We can provide you, Frank, with what we call our buyers list. This is a file that you can get on a daily basis. It's updated every night, and you're gonna get there based on the different categories that we have for you to pick. Whether it's, I don't know, like you're looking for air conditioners, you're looking for only toys, you're looking for grills, anything that you're looking on the different categories that we have, the way we're sorting the product in our facilities, you can let us know. You're gonna see the pallets count that we have, and then based on that, one of our sales rep will take your need and put together, whether it's a truck or you want something consistently, like you want every week, you want to have the same categories under a truck or two, and then we'll put that together every week for you. And if there is something through the line that you don't like, you just tell us, and with your input, we can always customize these trucks for you using our categories. Also, I will encourage you to have one like consulting call with our team. So to let you know these categories that we have, how do we sort the product with the conditions that are under these pallets. So you could actually give us your input, and then we can customize the best way the trucks that you're looking for.
I know. Thank you for that, Mike. 1 second. So, Franklin, I wanted to clarify because I don't know if you're trying to look for these truckloads on Direct Liquidation, because the way our website is,
Alejandro, you may be having some audio issues. A little hard to hear you.
How about now? Can you hear me a little bit better?
That's much better. Yep, you fixed it.
So yeah, I just took one earpiece out. Franklin, so I was saying, if you're looking for trucks on Direct Liquidation, the way our software works, we have to pick. We either list the pallets individually and give you the opportunity to go and build the truck the way you want it, or if I grab a batch of 26 pallets, I would have to go and create that specific lot for you. So as you can imagine, it's harder for you guys to get the truck that you want if I build it out. So that's one of the reasons we are working on improving the website, and we're gonna have those features enabled for you guys in very soon.
All right, thanks Alejandro for that extra bit of information there. We have a couple more questions that have come in. We have one from Jamie. Why are the Milwaukee products listed as new in original packaging, but then sent out in plastic bags, a lot of times scratched or used? Brady, I think that's probably best for you.
Yeah, it's an interesting question, because I actually went out to our Fort Worth facility maybe 2-3 weeks ago, and I started to shoot some video, and I haven't had a chance to edit the video yet to share it with everybody. And we went through those items that are in bags to kind of understand what's going on here. So some products, if you go into a store and you look on the shelf, are just, you know, that horrible plastic shrink wrap stuff that you have to get, you know, a knife that's like the most sharp knife you've ever had in your life, or scissors that are industrial to cut it open. Some of them are in that kind of packaging, and they don't ever go in a retail box, if you would. So a lot of those items that are sold in that kind of packaging, we bag them to keep dust from getting on them. So that's where the bags come from. Additionally, we might see that if a pair of gloves is sent back, and the gloves were never in a box, but they're just gloves with the cardboard around it, that's still considered the original packaging, but it's not necessarily something where, you know, it was ever in a box like you might find a power tool. So I would be more concerned if we were finding things like power tools that were said to be an original box, but were in a bag. I don't think that's really happening too much. I do see the follow-up comment about drills and batteries. So on batteries, yes, sometimes they don't come in that box. Sometimes they come in that plastic packaging, and that's how we end up setting it up. I will tell you additionally that we have changed some of our SOPs recently, just being completely transparent with you, and enhanced the ability to tag the inventory in a different way for classifications on packaging. So you should see, as we've got about a few truckloads that we just received recently, we're going to be going through those and doing some new work to classify them more correctly for you. And that's what will fix the problem that you're seeing with the drills, for example. But you will still see some products in bags that never had a retail box. And again, that's to prevent scuffing and to prevent dust from accumulating on the goods. On the drills, that's fair concern, and that's something that I've kind of already been working with the team on. Brooks spent a lot of time working with the team on that too, and we spent a lot of time just trying to make sure that we have the right classifications and identification for you when we sell it to you. I do think that this next batch we're going to produce will be followed with the right classifications, and we'll be able to tell you which products are, you know, correctly identified and set up for your success. But it's a fair concern. So.
All right, thanks for that, Brady. Next question. This one I think lines up for Brooke from Arturo. Do you use software such as Phone Check for mobile phones that go through testing? In various orders, we have bought unlocked phones, and they arrive locked to carriers when they are described as verified unlocked.
I'll actually take this one real fast. So the first thing I will say is, one, if there's a customer service issue, please make sure that you escalate that with us outside of the call. In terms of verified unlocked, we changed our process recently in how we identify these phones inside our software. So it's possible that you got a batch before we were identifying them properly. Now we have a really clean way to identify exactly what has been verified unlocked versus verified locked to a carrier, and the ones where we are unable to, through IMEI search, find what carrier it is. So I anticipate that future orders won't have that issue, but if you do have an issue with an order, we'll take care of you. Just get us that evidence over in an escalation email after the call, and we'll take care of it for you.
All right, perfect. Thanks, Brady. We have a question from Dre, and he's asking, why are things so overpriced? And I asked him to specify what inventory he was referring to, and he responded with inventory at the Greenfield location. I guess, Brooke, you're pricing and lotting, so you want to take that one?
Yeah, so I'll assume that when we say overpriced in this context, we're referring to comparing that to what the MSRP might be. So in those cases, we rely heavily on the data that's pushed to us from these different sources of product, and sometimes that information is outdated. Sometimes that information is just plain wrong. So we've got a team dedicated to scraping those and making sure that those are accurate. We also have a variety of other folks from other teams who are assisting and bringing those examples to that team to fix. And we always welcome that feedback so that we can make sure pricing is accurate, because we base a lot of it on what that current retail price would be. So we are aware that we're not perfect there, and we want to make sure that we are always continuing to improve that, and we welcome your support in pointing those out.
Yeah, but I'll add a little color to that too, because Brooke's right. Like retail values change all the time. That might seem something to be overpriced. But I will tell you, we're really confident in the quality of the product that we have out there. The pallets that you're buying from Greenfield, as an example, those are absolutely the highest AUR products that we sell as is. Typically, we refurbish products that are high average unit retail, but these are products that we still think are good fits for your business in an as-is pallet. And those are, again, average retails of $80 to $115 per unit. So you're getting a better quality product than you might get out of like a general merchandise unmanifested truckload. And again, those come at a higher percentage of retail. But Brooke's right, retails change, and we're always welcome to feedback. You know, it's something that every organization, even the big box retailers, chase all the time, is what is current pricing in the market. And I think we do a good job, but we can always improve on that. And again, in terms of what percentage of retail we might sell something to you at, it is, you know, our responsibility to try and get the best price possible, one that makes sense for your business and makes sense for us. You know, we're constantly chasing supply and demand and market demand and kind of what the industry is like. And we use that to kind of change as seasons change, pricing per pallet and things like that. So you'll see price adjustments. If you guys don't buy, that will eventually lead us to lower price. If you guys do buy because it's a great fit for your business, it might eventually, if you overbuy and you buy a ton, it might raise our price. That's typically how it will work. And again, we want to be good partners, and we think we understand what's good inventory and what's inventory that's a little harder to move. And we take that into consideration when we do our pricing. So definitely, I would say take a look at the buyer's list that Jairo mentioned earlier, because in the buyer's list, you can find a specific type of pallet category and how we priced it. So you can see the level of detail we put into understanding where the demand is, what the category is, and whether it's a good mover for your business or not, and those things. But again, to reiterate, the pallets out of Greenfield are at a higher price than a GM pallet because they're categories and average retails that are much better than what you would find in like an unmanifested truckload. So thank you, Michael.
Mike, don't mute me. Don't mute me. So I'm going to say something. You guys are going to hear that we're going to say buyer's list multiple times. That is not published on Direct Liquidation. It's not out there. Please send us a message and we will connect you on how are you going to get access to that list. Another misconception that I have with pricing. A lot of people, when we say what the retail value of a unit is, we always compare with the retail value that this big enterprise, Walmart, Target, whatever they are listing for. Sometimes I get people to show me, oh, you have this drill that a Milwaukee drill, it's $100, but you guys are selling it for $40, and guess what? On eBay, it sells for $50. We cannot go with that eBay retail. We go with what the MSRP for that unit is.
All right, thanks for that, Alejandro. All right, next question that's come in here comes in from Aaron. He's got a question about refurbish or certified refurbishment. And he says, for items that are listed as certified refurbished, who is refurbishing the products and what is the provided warranty? In this instance, he's asking about power tools specifically. Jairo, you want to take that?
Yeah, I will give you some idea of the refurbishment, and probably Brady could like give you more about the process, what we do exactly in each of the facilities based on tools.
Yep.
But we when we talk about refurbishing, we make sure that the product is in working condition. So first we test the product, we make sure it's working. Then we're gonna be looking at the condition, cosmetic condition of the product. So it could be a grade A or B under the refurbishment if we find any scratch or blemish on the device. But we're gonna also make sure that the product is packaged, is fully packaged. So it's gonna go to you with the right accessories if it comes with accessories when it's brand new. And also we're gonna be able to put together any manual, anything that is normally this product will come when it's in brand new condition. A majority of the time, the box, because these are most of the question that we get is, how is the box in refurbishment, in your refurbishment process? So box, majority of the time is the brand new box, if the box is in good condition. If not, we're gonna repackage in a brown box that is gonna be the right fit for your product. So again, this is gonna be a working product. It's gonna be in condition, it's gonna be grade A or B, and it's gonna be repackaged. It's needed. If not, it's gonna go with original packaging with all the inserts, manual, accessories, etc.
Yep, and I'll add to it. Part of the question was like, who is refurbishing these products? So I'll give you a little company overview. GoTRG is the parent company that runs Direct Liquidation and goWholesale. But we're much more than just a sales channel for you guys to buy from. Our company does 3 key verticals. One of them is supply chain, one of them is software, and one of them is the re-commerce section, which is what this team is operating under. And so on the software side of things, we build disposition engines that, drives product from down a refurbishment path or down a pallet and sorted pallet path. And it knows dynamically what the value of an item is, and helps our enterprise clients with making the best decisions for every return. We also use our software internally to do our pricing for our sales team, our listings, all of those things. And it also is an inventory management and warehouse management tool we use. Then on the supply chain side of things, we're more than a traditional 3PL. In that sense, we are not just doing sort and segregation, we're also doing refurbishment. And so our team does full refurbishment and repair inside of our North American operations. We have one in Brantford, Ontario that does this. We have Fort Worth, Texas. We have Bentonville, Arkansas, which is where I'm at right now. And also we have Frankfort, Kentucky. And so all of those buildings are all doing different levels of refurbishment and different products. So you might find some power tools from one of our enterprise clients in Bentonville or in Kentucky, and you might find, for example, Milwaukee tools essentially located in our Fort Worth building. So you're going to find power tools, you're going to find computers, you're going to find TVs, gaming consoles, vacuum cleaners, power tools like jump starters, you name it, all being refurbished. And certified refurbished means that we do put our name behind it. If we call something certified refurbished on a listing on goWholesale, for example, that does come with a warranty. Does not come with free returns on goWholesale. Can't change your mind. However, if there's something wrong with the product, we will replace. And that's not a problem for us to do whatsoever. You just have to document it by the TRG ID that we stick on the label, and we'll take care of you on that front. We stand by our word that this is refurbished, and we stand by our commitment to give you quality. And so we're really proud of what we do. As a great example, if you look at on the forward logistics side of things, and you look at a retailer that sells, for example, a computer or a power tool, they're going to have anywhere between 4 and 7% return rates on those products, on brand new products. And we're in the same bucket when we sell online of our products. So I'm really proud of the efforts that we put in to make that item truly like new again when we do refurbishment. But that doesn't mean that mistakes aren't made. We're human, right? And people are doing this work manually. But it is our own team, and that's why we have those warranties to make sure you're taken care of. So hopefully that helps.
That's great, Brady. They're coming in fast and heavy now, so if we could just try to make our answers a little bit briefer so we can accommodate more questions, that'd be great, guys. Next question is from Moish, and he's asking, why do my invoices sometimes change after being sent to me? Don't you guys keep it on the shelf for me, especially when it says it is good for a couple of days? Not sure if Brady or Hyro wants to take that.
I want to say, sorry, I was on mute. I want to say, the invoices, normally when we put products under the invoice, it should already be in the system, hold for, number of days until we get the payment and we can get process of this product. I want to get just more specific on what the question was in regards to the invoice we change. It will be product referring on to the value or into the quantity, or it's just the product what disappear, or if you can give us a little bit more of specification when you said the invoice change.
Yep, and while we're waiting on them to come back and say that, let's go to the next question, and we'll come back to that question when they've answered it. Yep.
Sure. Just waiting on Moish to answer. Next question is from Rob, and he asks, how do I get manifested truckloads that have a variety of all products, excuse me, without having a high number of any one item or large items? So he's asking a question about specifically configuring his truckload to his liking. Iro?
Yep, I would say if we like say at the beginning we said like we can customize the truckloads as your needs, right? So I think the best way if you can provide us as much input of how you want your trucks to be pre-built. So as you say, you don't want large count of the same item or you want specific categories. Yes, we can have all these, we have we build macros and everything to build those trucks for you. And then we will provide you with the manifest of what we can put together based on your inputs. And you always have the chance to look at it before you said and or agree on buying this truck. So I think the best way to get into what you need is let's talk, let's have a conversation. Give us what you need and give us all the inputs, and we're gonna put all that into, we build the macro for you, and then we can always give you the same kind of pallets or same kind of trucks every time you need it. So before I say yes, we can do it, but give us all the information that you need, and then we will customize it for you.
Thanks, Hiro. And Moish responded by saying he's seeing changes to the quantity on his invoice. So
the quantity, I would say this is sometime based on R1, which is our system, and Alejandro, Brady, you guys have been more into like R1 system before, so you could like give us an idea of what could be happening.
One thing that could happen, right? Let's say that we listed a pallet on direct liquidation that says, hey, I have 10 of these Contigo cups. So that is manifested to us from Walmart. This is untouched customer returns. We don't touch the pallet. When we are going to ship it out, the managers, the operation people at the warehouse, they realize that even though they manifested 10, they go and physically count and they say, oh, it only has 7. We're not going to ship it to you with knowing that the product is going to be incomplete. So we go ahead and adjust it right away. And that's why you can see that sometimes the quantity in numbers, they change a little bit.
awesome. Thank you, Alejandro. All right, next question. This one's submitted anonymously from someone on an iPhone. It says, I used to get general merchandise at the Fort Worth location. However, recently it's mostly electronics. I like driving to pick up items to avoid shipping costs and increase my profit base. What has changed in the location decisions that keeps me from getting non-electronic items at this location? Brady?
Perfect. It's a great question. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pull up the buyer's list itself. And I'm going to share my screen with the buyer's list up. So I'm just going to the one that was dropped this morning. And then I think this will help us answer those questions really thoroughly. So allow me, and I will share my screen. Okay, back to Zoom, share screen. Okay, hopefully everybody can see. So this is how our buyer's list looks. It's got a lot of columns in it, a lot of details. There's actually a video I put up on YouTube where I walk through everybody on how to use this to find pallets. It's not every individual pallet, but it describes by facility and pallet and inventory type and the product condition about how many are remaining and what the average item retail, the pricing percentage of retail, the units per pallet, average pallet retail, and price per piece are. And then it also extrapolates that to say if you bought a full truck, if there was that many available, it would cost this much for 25 pallets. And this is how much retail would be in it. Now, to your question about electronics in Fort Worth, if I go to the Fort Worth facility and I look at all these different types of pallets, I've got greater than one truck of camping and hiking, and I've got pallets of bedding and baby and automotive, and I've got canopies and outdoor, cell phone cases, clothing, shoes and accessories, coolers, exercise and fitness, furniture, and all kinds of different conditions, as you can see. So we absolutely have tons of non-electronics inventory in that building. And I think if you can get your hands on this buyer's list, which again, if you'll just drop your email into the chat, we'll make sure that we get you a copy of this and get you on the daily mailer, and you'll find it. Now, if you go on to Direct Liquidation, you'll find a couple of things. One, individual pallets are listed on Direct Liquidation where you can buy a pallet. And then we are building some lots once a week, and Alejandro might put them into the Facebook group, for example, for you to buy full truckloads of certain categories of products mixed together. And again, there is tons and tons of product that is not electronics. It's not all heavy electronics by any means. So definitely use this. Look at the lots that we're putting on the Direct Liquidation Facebook group. And again, shop on the Direct Liquidation website too, and look at different categories, because we do have this inventory available to you of both returns and overstock, which is in new and new damaged box condition. But that'll stop sharing, and hopefully that answers the question. Michael.
All right. Yep. I'm just, the chat kind of jumps around a bit and trying to find where we were in the order here. All right. All right. We have a question from Lily. It seems like everything I order that has detailed items, nothing is correct when received. For example, size of tubs, and if it's acrylic or cast iron, nothing is detailed correctly. I guess she's looking for insight as to why those differences show up. I think that's probably for you, Brady.
Yep. So when it comes to curating our catalog at GoTRG, we rely on our enterprise clients. So for an example of a tub or a cast iron, acrylic or cast iron, our clients that actually provide us with the inventory are the ones who provide us with the information and the attributes about it. And sometimes there's gaps in that data. We do our best to try and procure that data manually. We actually have an entire initiative related to artificial intelligence to curate these attributes for our catalog, and it will be getting better in the future because of that. But I will tell you that sometimes we just lack the information ourselves too. And I would say part of that is why we have some steeply discounted things like toilets and tubs, because I can't necessarily tell you the materials or the size correctly on all of them. We know the title, we know the UPC, and we do curate our catalog, but it starts with the highest volume products and works its way down to the lowest volume products. And so if I have one of a certain model of tub, you're likely not going to see that we fill that in very quickly. And our sales team's response is to give you a bit of a better deal on those products, because we can't fully tell you exactly every detail. So I think it's nuanced. I think you'll find if you look at the buyer's list, we have some aggressive pricing and we do some special deals, especially on toilets and tubs because of those limitations. In fact, I can tell you now out of Kentucky, we've got truckloads or even single pallet, 3 pallet, 6 pallet, 12 pallet lots of toilets and tubs that we're moving at 3% of retail. So it's a great deal for our buyers to take advantage of that. You'll have to do a little bit of research on your own when you buy it, but at that price, it makes it affordable for you to do that. So.
All right. Thanks, Brady. And Rob asks, you sell truckloads of tools, Pyro?
We definitely do. Yes, we have programs that are just dedicated for tools. I can mention, for example, Milwaukee. We have a direct contract with Milwaukee, so we get all the tools or returns, and we have tools that are brand new damaged box. We have used, we have as-is returns. So we definitely have tools of all different categories within the Milwaukee program. Yeah, so more than welcome to provide you with all the information if you wanna be part of this program.
Right, thanks, Pyro. And we have a question, and a pretty lengthy one from Gassan. How do you end up in a situation where your salesperson tells you that a refurbished notebooks lot without any adapters end up getting sold for a price higher than the referential UPC retail price? And how should I take this instance? Furthermore, Does the pricing team rely only on historical data when pricing refurbished notebooks? And why doesn't the pricing person responsible interact with the customer directly? As in most cases, we find ourselves priced out of a lot of product, even though we can provide logic for our pricing on every single bid we place, and data we use to price is verifiable. I guess that would be for you, Brooke.
Yeah, I'm going to tag team it with Brooke, actually. So there'll be a piece of this that Brooke can answer, and it's a multi-part question. So I'm going to go start with, like, we have a situation where you bought, or somebody, has refurbished laptops, notebooks with no adapters, and they are sold for a price higher than the referential UPC retail. First and foremost, when we evaluate these prices, we do have pretty good up-to-date retail prices online for laptops. It's a category, unlike a tub, for example, where I'm pretty confident that we have the right information. And we're constantly monitoring those prices. And when we went out and sold those actually recently, this is a pretty recent one, we went out and got offers from buyers and evaluated the best offers that we got and ended up taking one. And so it's not necessarily just about the percentage of retail. I would be surprised if I found that we had some price higher than retail, because at the end of the day, I think those ended up moving for closer to like 45% of retail. And it wasn't a deal where we were priced over retail on anything that we saw. So definitely would like those examples. Take those up with us after the call. You can actually take those examples to your rep that you were working with, and I'll work with Brooke and Dustin on the team to evaluate those. And then the other piece is, does the pricing team rely on historical data while pricing notebooks? Well, Brooke isn't the category manager that owns computers. He and Dustin both spend a lot of time doing the same kind of things with their pricing, and I'll kind of let you talk on how you take in historical prices for that. So,
Yeah, so a lot of what we're doing is looking at history and using that to get a feel for supply and demand. So as Brady mentioned earlier, when we're selling a lot more of product, that'll drive the price up, and if it's a slower moving item, then we've got to ride the market and adjust pricing to continue to move that. So that's a big piece of it. We're also looking forward, not just at history, and looking at upcoming seasonality. So for example, you may see sales on items like grills as we go into the colder parts of winter. We are also looking at the different mixes of products. So for products that never get put to the shelf and go to pallets, depending on what different types of items we may see from different sources, as that product mix changes on pallets, you will see a corresponding change in the price for the other items when they're on a similar pallet. So I think between looking at history and upcoming seasonality and potential events, as well as a few other factors outside of those, that's primarily what drives our pricing decisions. I would say the one, to elaborate on history, we're not just looking at pallet sales, we look at how product is selling. Similar products or identical SKUs are selling off the shelf, B2C, direct to consumer. And that drives a lot of our pricing decisions as well, because we know that we have to leave room for you guys to make money on this product to be successful so that we can be successful.
yeah. And I will say, from that standpoint on like computer pricing, we're looking at our own sell-through of those computers. So if you take a look at a computer and what we're trying to offer on goWholesale as an example, we also have that product listed online for direct to consumer. And what we end up typically doing is we'll hold on to 4 weeks on hand of inventory based on our sell-through, and we'll exit some of those computers out to goWholesale to you guys based on that sell-through. And, if we are selling a product at a price of, just make up a number, $200, and I know that I'm going to have a price drop in the next 2 weeks in order to generate higher sell-through, I might exit those at, call it, $150 on goWholesale now, before I even drop the price, and just keep my price where it is and let those go out that way. So there's a lot of different ways that we'll look at it. Again, we have a team that does this all day. Brooke and Dustin have those on their team that are helping them with this. And we also have a lot of software that helps us with this. But sell through, Like I said, the velocity, historical pricing, market pricing, and how much supply we have and how much demand we're seeing out there all play a role in how we price. The next question, to keep moving pretty quickly here, is why isn't the pricing person responsible for that, interacting with the customer directly? So that's a great question. And the level at which I want our pricing team, which is Brooke, for example, to interact with our buyers is in this medium. I do want them there to answer strategic questions, but you guys have a great team of sales reps that work with Hyro that can be there to answer questions all day long for you. And our pricing team, I want them behind the scenes knocking out these things as efficiently as possible. And then at a strategic level, joining calls like this to answer your questions. So we're not making them customer facing on a daily basis, but as we do more of these kind of things, they'll be available to you and we can ask strategic questions. And then on the last piece, you say you can provide logic for your pricing on every single bid. Please do. Like, we're going to look at them. If you have an opportunity to put in a bid and you say, this is why I'm making this offer, and you did all that research, share it, because it will help your chances of getting an approval. As we can evaluate, maybe a market condition changed in the middle of doing this, or maybe there's something new that you thought of that even we didn't. Like, if we can all sharpen each other and become better and better, that's a good thing. And so definitely share your feedback. Hyro's team will absolutely take this back to the pricing team, and they'll work behind the scenes on coming to an arrangement of what makes sense and what doesn't. And again, that ammunition that you can provide will help your case for sure.
All right,
Michael.
thanks for that context, Brady. The next question is from Dre, and he's asking, why are we only selling individual, or we're not, excuse me, why aren't we selling individual pallets out of Greenfield any longer? Alejandro, I know you answered that in the chat. Maybe you just want to tell everybody that's not looking at that chat.
Yeah, I've been trying to answer some of the questions that we're getting, because pretty soon we're going to run out of time, and we want to make sure that we address everybody's questions. So unfortunately, that location has enforced some policies when it comes to shipping, and they do not allow any private vehicles like a pickup van or a flatbed on a trailer. It's a liability issue. So we try to put out on the listings that the only way that you can go and pick up is in a commercial vehicle, but people would still show up on those. So the only way we had to mitigate this was to only list lots with more pallets. Brady, I tag you on that question because something just occurred to me with these customers that just asked us this question. What if we start listing lots, something that we can consider, and have them forcing our transportation only, and we can put pallets back with one pallet only, but forcing our transportation, something that we can discuss internally.
I think we can do that. And then simultaneously, for everybody that wants to buy single pallets and doesn't plan to show up in a pickup truck and break down the pallet in the parking lot, which is what we're trying to avoid. If you're planning to do an LTL shipment, or you want to show up with a dock high trailer to pick up your one pallet, then we can sell to you privately through the buyer's list. And that's something that you can see all the pallets that are available and say, I want one of these. And absolutely, we can like either set up the transportation for you, or you can send in dock high trailers, box trucks or whatever, and go from there. So those are all options.
All right, thanks. We got another one from Moish. He's asking about Milwaukee tools. He's wondering if he can get the Milwaukee list automatically sent to his email instead of having to ask his rep every time for it. Who's handling those buyers lists at this point? Brady, is that you?
I would say, Hyro, why don't you take that one?
Yeah, for sure. I was gonna say that this is something like some of the customers have been asking, like, how do I get the buyers list? So I will say, leave us the contact. We'll make sure today someone will contact you. And the way you're gonna receive this is a link, and that link you're gonna get the file that is gonna be updated every night. So it's not gonna be an email that you're gonna get like an Excel file every day. You're gonna save that link on your browser, and then you can access that link from wherever you are. When at any time that you want to check it, you're gonna have the files updated every day. And regarding Milwaukee in specific, I would also like to have call with you, a consulting call. So I want to understand what exactly are you looking for Milwaukee before we provide you any list. And because, as I said, there's different conditions, and I want you to understand what the price might change from the different zones, the different conditions, the different categories that we have under this program. So let's have an initial call. Let's get you on board with us, and then we'll figure out how you're gonna get this list updated every time that you need it.
All right, thanks, Jairo. We got another one from Dre. This one's for you, Brady, and he's asking, is anyone actually making money with this anymore?
So that's a great question. And I will admit, first and foremost, that I haven't done a good enough job talking to enough buyers to hear their stories. But from the buyers that I have talked to, one of them told me they literally built their business off of direct liquidation. This is the most awesome, like I didn't ask for that. They just told me when I was getting introduced to them that they started their business. It's an e-commerce business, and they started it working only through direct liquidation. And that tells me that it's possible. And for us to go out there and equip your businesses to be successful. The way I look at it is the market is always changing. Demand from consumers goes up and it goes down, and it goes up and it goes down. But what's consistent is that I have inventory. I always have inventory. And that's a cool thing for you guys, because you can keep coming back and shopping, and you can buy inventory, and you will see prices that go down, prices that go up. And we are making a concentrated effort to align our buyers list pricing with our direct liquidation pricing, so that it's all in one place. And when we do seasonal swings on pricing, you capture the benefit of that on some products, and you have to pay more on others. But I do think that based on what we know on the products that you would get on an as-is pallet, which again still implies probably 50 to 60% no fault found. And then additionally, when you are buying, and again, that's dependent on category. There are some categories that are worse, no doubt. But then when you look at the finished goods and the stuff you're buying on goWholesale, with that warranty on there to prevent us from ever sending you a mistake that you have to deal with, right? If we mess up, you have a warranty. And then additionally, we're doing more than $1 million a week in sales on goWholesale right now. And buyers keep coming back. And so I think that there's something to be said about the quality and the ability to make money on it. And we have buyers that are doing it through e-commerce, buyers that are doing it through bin stores, storefront retail. We have some that are exporters. And again, our buyers are doing lots of different things, and all of them seem to be healthy. And again, I'm just always impressed that like my team, Jairo and team, work with a lot of you buyers in person or like on the phone all the time through email. But some of you don't ever talk to any of the reps, and you just buy through direct liquidation all the time. And the lots have been good to you in such a way that you've grown your business. Now, if you feel like pricing is not ideal for you, and it's, right now you can't make as much money, consider new products. The way I look at it is, if something doesn't work because something has shifted in the market, demand has shifted, pricing has shifted, always be open to try new things. I think that a business that's willing to be, flexible and adaptable on that front will have a lot more success. But our end goal is for us and you to both make money. No doubt in my mind. The end of the whole line for everybody is profit. And so, I want to help you profit and grow your business. And but at the same time, we have a fiduciary responsibility too. And so we have to make sure that we're doing the right financial responsible thing for our clients. And again, to help you guys be successful at the same time. So it's a give and take, it's a balance. But I think that overall, we offer a very good solution. There are pockets of things that you might feel like are an overpay. And there are definitely things where you're going to get a steal of a deal. And so I think if you just shop, you're going to find that. If you use the buyer's list, you're going to find it. If you use direct liquidation and goWholesale, you're going to find it. It's a long story for a short question, but that's kind of where my head's at. We also have come up on time. So what I want to do is, Alejandro, please grab all the chat questions that didn't get answered, and let's publish some answers on Facebook.
We will.
And again, to all of you who joined today, thank you so much. It's fun for us to talk to you in this way. Again, we've got a really cool panel of people. that really focus on this every day. They are real people. We are really here to help you and to help you succeed. And so lean on us. You know, you've got your reps, but you know, as a leadership team, we're here to help you too. So
We're not robots. We're not fake. We do exist. We speak Spanish too, if you want us to. Hey, by the way, next time, I'm surprised. I thought that we were going to get, honestly, I don't know, 15, 20 people, and it has been consistently more than 40 people, 39, 38 people for the next one. What I'm going to do, when we start these live sessions, I'm going to prepare lots on direct liquidation that are going to be exclusive just to this. And Brady, you're going to kill me, but I'm going to put some TVs out there, some really good palettes out there, and I'm going to put the link here in this chat that we're having, and give people the ability to go and bid on it, and let's have some people, let's have some fun so they can make some money coming into these meetings with us.
yes, that is definitely the plan for you guys to get access to some inventory, and we'll make it exclusive, not just for Facebook. It won't be on Facebook. It will be in the Zoom call that we do in the future. We will literally post those links, and only the people in that channel have access to it. So you can get some exclusive stuff. And that's how we want to make it fun and engage with you, right? To us, that's fun. So I hope that you guys find it fun too. So. Okay. All right, everybody. Thank you all for your time. We'll post this recording on YouTube and then share it on the Facebook group for those of you that joined late to go back and watch all the questions. Looking forward to working with you all. Thank you again.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.